Whoa, how y'all doing out there? It's your man Nico B. This is the Black Effect, and you know how we do it. Hit the like and subscribe button. Donate to the Cash app if you so see fit, man. If you liking the videos, and we're coming out with a lot more, a lot more projects on this side. We're doing a lot more with the channel. We're gonna separate the channel between the videos that I do. That's more on the entertainment side. Then I'm gonna separate the videos I do that are more of spiritual messages, truth messages for God, man, messages for Christ, and that's going to be called The Awakening. Again, it's going to be called The Awakening Podcast. And it's going to be on the same channel, but I'm just going to split up the content. All right, let me get into this. Now, the black man is to blame for every problem that's in the society right now. Let's be real, man. Like I've learned. I just had to come to grips with this, but hear me out. What I mean by that is the reason for that is because first of all, the black man is the one who the man period is the one who is supposed to dictate what goes on. But you know what the black man did was gave up his power to the black woman. He did that. The same way the white man gave up a lot of power to the white woman, in his society, but he gave her power, but he never put her above him. He never just digressed power. What he did was just gave her a small level of power in the form of, women's rights and things like that, but still maintain, never, understood that he was the builder of things and never was gonna call. You never heard a white man saying that the white woman is God. You only hear and this is why you wonder why this group of people is destroyed. You only hear hotep Negroes, black niggas running around talking about the black woman is God. Like, brother, how lost can you be? But see, that come from black men coming up, not having, and that's what I said, not having no fathers, for some, and we can go and discuss why that is and whatnot. But at the end of the day, don't matter how toxic this broad is, I'm not finna pick up and, leave my child. But let's just be real though. Like, it was a time when feminism came out and that boom, when women, it was just like some of the times, those times then were similar to the heightened times now. So when feminism first kicked off and you start seeing black women exploiting themselves and things like that, I'm gonna put that in this you're gonna see the timeline on the video. I'm leaving this timeline up so you can see it. It's very powerful. It shows you it's basically gives you the history, man. It breaks it down. And and I'm just expounding on it because that's true. That caused, now after feminism, that caused black men to be like, they got on. It go ebbs and flows in its phases. Let's just say, like I said, you had the slavery going on, and then you had black family. The black man couldn't do nothing about what was going on, and sometimes willingly, for a lot of that, you had black women willingly sleeping with the slave master, want to baby Jane, look at movies like that, want to be white, that type of conditioning and stuff like that. See, the black man had to look at that. He had to look at shit like that, feel like he was stolen, bamboozled by his own people also. The chosen black man, the chosen tribe of God. You understand? They sold him out. So he dealt with all of that pain and anguish. He trying to come up. He trying to get his peoples out of there. So that happened, and then you get his woman turning to feminism. You know what I'm saying? After a while, she buying into what the white man has sold her, turning herself into a whore. So the black man said, you know what? You want to be a whore out here? I'm going to pimp you then. I'm going to make some money then. And the black, and you seen all these exploitation, and that was the wrong, I mean, that was the mindset to take, like the right mindset, but the wrong way to go about it, because that in turn start giving the, empowering more of these women, like you don't turn your women to no whores, man. Black men start giving up their integrity, and they was just like, fuck it, they abandoned the community, and was actually becoming a detriment to it. Then you get the crack era and all this, and after that, like I said, black women kind of, you had an essence of them coming back to um coming back to their grace, and that group of people, that group of women, started with, kind of like, I would say about like in the late, like the 80s, late 70s, like I would say starting the 70s and throughout the 90s. Those women, started trying to be a better group of women, of more feminine and waiting to exhale. You had women like that, but see what happened is the men came, the men at that point in time had fixed their mindset to just be done, and they was like, just, they didn't operate in love no more, and then leadership, them niggas was just running around fucking anything that move, sleeping with a lot of women, and a lot of dudes is trying to do that today. But see, it's rightfully so today, because these women don't have any loyalty for the most part. Like, now if you want to, you got to put in what you want to get out of it today. So you want loyalty from a man, you got to come give it to him. But yeah, you had guys like who just didn't treat women right. And that group of women who I was talking about in the 90s and in the early 2000s and things like that. Dudes was just was doing too much, having babies by tons of babies running off, and like I said, a lot of the simp culture started before now. The simp culture started the generation right before us, our fathers, have just getting with some of these women who they didn't even build necessarily a bond with or anything like that. And then they had these kids, and just because the woman looked good, and now she just giving them pure hell, and they running off, and it didn't work. And because, nowadays women have, nowadays women, we've discussed this. Nowadays it's so much, women can take care of themselves so they can get with a man that they actually want to get with, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the woman is God. You need to stop saying that. You need to stop that, black man. Like, we're done. Stop saying that. We know that that's not the case. The woman is under you, and you should. God has ordained it that way, and that's not being some matriarchal. I mean, that's not being some misogynistic slob. That's not being a misogynistic slob by saying what God has ordained. That's just being in reality. There has to be some order to this. Where there's the lack of order, there's chaos. And we can't have that. So with that being said, I'm not gonna make this video too long, man, but we gotta stop. It's no more excuses to be made, no more point finger. Like, we just, as black men, it's just time, just, what I'm saying, just to be men. Like, just do your, and I'm talking about, stop worrying about these women. Stop worrying about these hoes. That's what we've been telling y'all. We've been telling y'all that, because the reason is because, bruh, look at where it gets you. It starts you to simping. Cause now you focusing too much on the booty and on the ass. And like I said, a lot of you dudes y'all not trying to do these women no good. You just want to fuck. So, bro, it ain't no time for all of that. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the hell out of Dodge with the nonsense. Like I said, man, and these hotel niggas who worship the black woman, all you worshiping is pussy, man. That's it. And you a mama's boy. We got to stop being mama's boys as black men. We got to learn, stop listening to everything that your mama tell you. Actually, because sometimes it's two sides. It's always two sides to every story. And sometimes it's not always your father's fault. why he's not around. That's for damn sure. Your mama could be, you know she ain't no good, bro. So why you thinking? I mean, she don't treat you. She be manipulating you and doing shit like that. What you think the father went through? You gotta understand that. But a lot of men find that out when you get older. And I'm not saying it's just all women, but quit with this. You don't see other societies built off around a woman being the head of the household and being God and big mammy and shit like that and yelling and dictating. Because then the household, everybody in the household after that start yelling and trying to act silly. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like a 12-inch in it. Like the boy Raekwon say. All right, it's your man, Nico B. Black Effect. You know what it is.